Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Garima Jain from Rajasthan Technical University, Kota. Today we are going to talk on module Human Resource Policy from paper Human Resource Management. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the meaning and definition of human resource policy. Having the knowledge of the benefits of human resource policy and the content and source of HR policy, and as well as the differentiation of policy, procedures, principles, and programs. Human resource policy. A policy is a plan of action. Organizations need to evolve HR policies as they ensure consistency and uniformity in treating people. Policies became benchmarks to compare and evaluate performance. They help motivate and build loyalty. A policy statement is very specific and commits the management to a definite course of action. Human resource policy, now its meaning. Each company has a different set of circumstances and hence develops an individual set of human resource policies. HR policies provide an organization with a mechanism to manage risk by staying up to date with current trends in employment, standards, and legislation. The policies must be framed in a manner that the company's vision and HR department help the company to achieve it or work towards it.
Now we shall be discussing about the employee understanding on HR policy. HR policy should be clear with employee on the following points: the nature of the organization, what they should expect from the organization, what the organization expects of them, how policies and procedures work, what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior, the consequences of unacceptable behavior. The establishment of policies helps organizations in proving that they meet the requirements for diversity, ethics, and training, as well as its commitments in relation to regulation and corporate governance. For example, in order to dismiss an employee in accordance with employment law regulations, it will be necessary to meet provisions within employment contracts and collective bargaining agreements. The establishment of an HR policy which sets out obligations, standards of behavior, and document disciplinary procedures is now the standard approach in meeting these obligations. HR policies are also helpful in supporting and building the organization culture. For example, recruitment and retention policies outline the way the organization values a flexible workforce. Compensation policies might support this by offering a 42/52 pay option, where employees can take an extra 4 weeks holidays per year and receive less pay across the year. Factors for developing HR policies. The HR policies are developed by making decisions and taking actions on the day-to-day problems of the organization. The process on developing HR policies involved the assessment of the following factors. Firstly, identifying the purpose and objectives which the organization wish to attain regarding to its human resource department. Next, analysis of all the factors under which the organization's HR policy will be operating, examining the possible alternatives in each area which the HR policy statement is necessary. Then, implementation of the policy through the development of a procedure to support the policy. Next is communication of the policy and procedures adapted to the entire organization. After this is auditing the policy so as to reveal the necessary areas requiring change. After this, continuous revaluation and revision of policy is must to meet the current needs of the organization.
Benefits of policy. HR policies, they have following benefits. First, while formulating the policies, the management should give a deep thought to the basic needs of both the organization and the employees. The management must give full consideration to the prevailing practices in other organizations. Established policies ensure equal treatment of all the employees throughout the organization. Favoritism and discrimination are minimized. Policies, they promote stability. Though the top management people change, retire, and resign, even then the people maintain stability in application of policy. The policies, they serve as a standard of performance. Actual performance can be compared to the policies to determine how well the members of the organization are performing. Sound and good policies, they help build the motivation and loyalty of employees. This is especially true where the policies reflect the principles of a fair play and justice, and where they help people grow within the organization. Sound policies help in clarifying interpersonal, intrapersonal, and intergroup conflicts. For example, policies and practices at LG Electronics India. LG as a brand and market leader in India, it attracts customers and employees in large numbers. LG, it has the ability to hire the best in the industry. Once these candidates are hired, they undergo an extensive induction program for a duration of 14 days, in which each and every aspect of the organization is made familiar to the candidates. A thorough integration with HR and business processes takes place, and the formulation of a KPI is done within 3 days of taking the candidates on board. Customer department or vendor department interaction also takes place.
Now we shall be discussing about the specific personal policies like the policy of hiring people, compensation and benefits policy, policy regarding industrial relations, and health and safety policy. Policy of hiring people. First is the sexual harassment policy. Now, in this, I would like to give the example of Tata AI Life Insurance Company. This company is committed to creating and maintaining a secure work environment where its employees, agents, vendors, and partners can work and pursue business together in an atmosphere free of harassment, exploitation, and intimidation caused by acts of sexual harassment within but not limited to the office premises and other locations directly related to the company's business. The objective of this policy is to provide protection against sexual harassment of women at workplace and for the prevention and redressal of complaints of sexual harassment and for matters connected therewith. All the concerned should take cognizance of the fact that Tata AI Life strongly opposes sexual harassment and that such behavior against women is prohibited by the law as set down in the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, that is Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, and rules framed thereunder being the sexual harassment of women at workplace, as well as the terms of employment. Commission of any act of sexual harassment as defined in the Act and in this policy shall result in strict areas in disciplinary action. In the policy of hiring people, there is probation policy, equal employment opportunity policy, recruitment policy, employment category, and policy regarding training and development. The compensation and benefits policy. In this comes the working time policy, vacation policy, holiday policy, paternity leave policy, maternity leave policy, loan policy, sick leave policy, overtime policy, and leave policy. Then, compensation can be linked to business structure and employee recruitment, retention, motivation, performance, feedback, and satisfaction, and are typically among the first things potential employees consider when looking for employment. For employees, compensation is the equivalent not to how they are paid but ultimately to how they are valued. Compensation packages can be considered as total reward systems containing non-monetary direct and indirect elements. Firstly, the non-monetary compensation. Any benefit an employee receives from an employer or job that does not involve tangible value. Next is direct compensation. An employee's base wage, which can be an annual salary or hourly wage, and any performance based pay that an employee receives. Thirdly, it is the indirect compensation, far more varied, including everything from legally required public protection programs such as Social Security to health insurance, retirement programs, paid leave, child care, or moving expenses. By combining many of these compensation alternatives, progressive managers can create compensation packages that are as individual as the employees who receive them. Your firm may benefit from tenure bonuses for long-time employees, equipment repair incentives to encourage good equipment maintenance, or bonuses for arriving at work on time. Now comes the direct compensation alternatives. It may include base pay, cash wage paid to the employee. Then is the incentive pay. It is a bonus paid when specified performance objectives are made. Then comes the stock options. It is the right to buy a piece of the business which may be given to an employee to reward excellent service. Then is the bonuses, a gift given occasionally to reward exceptional performance. Certain indirect compensation elements are required by law, such as social security, unemployment, and disability payments. Other indirect elements are up to the employer and can offer excellent ways to provide benefits to the employees and the employer as well. For example, a working mother may take a lower paying job with flexible hours that allow her to be home when her children get home from school. Now we shall be discussing that what is the policy regarding industrial relation, the communication policy, problem resolution policy, personal appearance policy, conflicts of interest policy, collective bargaining policy, trade union policy, and the grievance policy. Health and safety policy. Various issues related to health and safety come under this policy, like smoking policy, visitors policy, corporate security policy, alcohol and drugs policy. Responsibility for policy making. The actual formulation of HR policies is the responsibility of the HR manager, but its actual approval or any change in it comes from the top management. The decision depends on the financial stability of the company, the obligations imposed upon it by legislation, the agreement between employers and employees. The executive role is that of mediating, persuading, convincing, and communicating the policy. The HR policies should be made known to the employees through the supervisors at each level. Superiors may be informed of the changed policies by any of the following methods: booklets or bulletins issued to new employees in which privileges, rights, and responsibilities are mentioned, verbal instructions from immediate supervisors, group meetings of new employees convened regularly, union contract, company papers giving details about company policies, conference conducted as a part of executive training program. Formulation of human resource policy. Policy making is a complex process and it involves all levels of the organization. The steps necessary in making and implementing a policy are initiating a policy, deliberations of facts by personnel department, recommending and taking feedback about policy from the top management, writing the policy, explaining and discussing the proposed policy with members of the organization, adopting and launching of the policy, communicating the policy to the employees at all levels, administering the policy, initiating the follow-up action and evaluating it, restating or reformulating the policy. Steps should be taken when formulating or revising policies. Now, the steps are as follows. Firstly, to gain understanding of the corporate culture and its shared values, analyze existing policies, both written and unwritten existing policies. Analyze external influences. HR policies are subject to the influence of many legislation, regulations, and authorities. Thus, the codes of practice issued by the professional institutions should also be consulted. Assess any areas where new policies are needed or existing policies are inadequate. Continuing with the steps, it is you should check with managers, preferably starting at the top, on their views about HR policies and where they think could be improved. Seek the view of employees about the HR policies, especially to the extent for which they are inherently fair and equitable and are implemented fairly and consistently. Seek the view of the union's representatives. Then analyze the information retained in the previous steps and prepare the draft policies. Next, one should consult, discuss, and agree policies with management and union representatives. Principles. Now, what are principles? In this slide, we will be explaining you this. Principles are the universal truths generally applicable to all organizations. Principles, they guide managers in formulating policies, programs, procedures, and practices. Policies are guidelines for managerial decisions and actions. They vary from the organization to organization. Principles. Now the various principles are principle of individual development, principle of scientific selection, principle of fair remuneration, principle of labor management, principle of dignity of labor. There are other principles also, like principle of contribution to national prosperity, principle of participation. Then there is principle of communication as well as principle of team spirit, and there is principle of incentive. After discussing the principles, we shall be telling you what are the procedures and actually what are the differences between policy and procedures. Procedures tell us the methods, movements, rules, and regulations of carrying out these policies and implementing them. It tells us where an action is to take place and at what stage, while a policy indicates what and why. Procedures indicate how a policy is to be carried out. Now, what are procedures? They are set up by top management and followed or carried out by low-level managers. They help in controlling the staff as they assign obligations on them for the performance of various tasks. They are reviewed from time to time so that the areas of slackness and the requisite changes can be done. Programs. After discussing policies, procedures, we shall be telling you as to what programs are. While the procedures tell us how the work is to be done, programs tell what work is to be done. It is a plan of action controlling employees at all levels. It is the end product of philosophy, values, concepts, principles, policies, and procedures. Practices and procedures can together be combined in a program. Now, the various kinds of programs like the human resource forecasting and planning, training and development of employees, management development programs, the wage and salary administration, the employee benefits and services, the employment and related facts, the communication, and the labor relations. So, students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. Policies, they are guidelines that provide an organization with a mechanism to manage risk by staying up to date with current trends in employment standards and legislation. They vary from organization to organization. Sound policies, they help in clarifying interpersonal, intrapersonal, and intergroup conflicts. The actual formulation of HR policies is the responsibility of the HR manager, but its actual approval or any change in it comes from the top management. For the accomplishment of policies, there are principles, programs, procedures, and practices. Principles, they guide the managers in formulating policies, programs, procedures, and practices. Procedures, they tell us how the work is to be done. And the programs, they are stable plan of action that continues over a longer period of time. Some of the programs, as you have seen in the main module, they were like human resource forecasting and planning, training and development of employees, management development programs, wage and salary administration, employee benefits and services, employment and related facts. Then we had seen about communication. It was also one of the program. Then comes the labor relations. Then we had studied in our chapter or in this module of policies that there were certain principles also, like the principle of contribution to national prosperity, then the principle of participation, and the principle of communication. Then we had done under it certain policies like the compensation and benefits policy. Compensation, it can be linked to business structure and employee recruitment, retention, motivation, and performance, feedback, and satisfaction, and are typically among the first things potential employees consider when looking for employment. For employees, compensation is the equivalent not to how they are paid but ultimately to how they are valued. Compensation packages can be considered as total rewards systems containing non monetary, direct, and indirect elements. Thank you.